Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's Garrett and Tara again here for our Tuesday Facebook Live. Today we are going to discuss how to immediately, the simple way to a peaceful state of mind so you can stop the downward spiral and immediately shift your thinking. So we're going to get right into it. I think the best way to do this is to tell you our story, a little bit about the way we were in our lives before we decided to or needed to or realized we needed to make some changes. We were bored, preoccupied, frustrated, angry, short-wicked, lonely, confused, and sad in life. To mention a few of the descriptive terms, life just didn't feel like the way it was supposed to be. We were in our 40s, kind of wondering, what do we do now, right? What do we have to do in order to change? And
I think we were feeling, we are in our 40s and we do have families and we have kids, and isn't it too late to make a change? Do we have to just stay on the course that we are, even though we're not feeling the best and we aren't feeling the way that we wish that we would have been feeling at that stage in our life, right?
That's exactly it. You kind of start questioning, and I'm sure, many of you may have those same types of thoughts and those same types of words to describe how you feel right now in your lives. And if you do, share that with us. We'd love to, connect with you if we can. Maybe a comment in the comments would be great.
It doesn't just affect you, though, does it? When you're in that stage of life and you're going through whatever life has brought your way, you're affected, your kids are affected, your colleagues are affected, the rest of your family is affected, your health, your career, kind of everything. You can't just feel that way in one area of your life. Absolutely. It has to be expressed in all areas of your life. So we're aware of what this feeling feels like for you. If this is you, we've been there before, and we're going to tell you today how you can quickly get out of that feeling.
Yeah, so really, we were in this call it a downward spiral, feeling like, where do we go from here? And in that moment in time, sometimes it's hard to see what, the solution is, or even to find and understand what needs to be done. But what we did learn was how to calm our minds and align our hearts with our minds. Right? Mm-hmm. We wanted to feel peaceful again. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing I think we realized. We really wanted peace. We wanted freedom. We wanted to stay calm and focused.
We wanted to be close and connected.
With
ourselves,
yes.
With whoever we were bringing into our life as a new partner.
That's right.
And with our children. We wanted to feel like, and we did feel like, life became how it was meant to be felt. So we went from feeling out of alignment, feeling confused, feeling frustrated, feeling all of those kind of negative emotions, to going, what are we going to do? And the way that we're going to teach you is the way that we discovered what to do to then feel calm and to feel peace and to feel connected. And then again, it doesn't just affect you, that flows into your work, into your career, into your family life. It has a tremendous effect on your ability to receive things and to release things and just to get healthy again overall. So
we originally felt frustrated and we kind of lost in our life what we were trying to accomplish, weren't feeling what we wanted to, and we then, after we learned how to just slow and calm our minds down, we were able to understand how life could become more fulfilling, joyful, and simple. So the idea here is we want to give you the simple way to this peaceful mind. And everyone thinks it might be this massive shift into a major, meditation and spiritual practice in order to experience that. But it really wasn't, was it?
No, it's not. So that it's not that drastic. It's also not having everything around you change. It's not about needing whatever external factors in your environment are bothering you. It's not about forcing those things to change or needing them to go away before you can feel calm. This is about you being personally accountable and responsible for your feelings and the immediate actions you can take today to help calm your mind and start slowing things down so you can have a fresh perspective. You can think of solutions from a new state of being rather than a confused and frustrated and sad state of being. You can't find the solution over there. That's part of the problem, and we're going to teach you today how to find the solution for the future you that you want to be.
Yeah. So the important thing to remember here is that your state of mind in the times when you're really concerned and worried, where you're feeling frustrated and and unfocused, is really the state of incoherence, because you're expecting your life to be a certain way and it's not matching that, right? And so you tend to get this frustration and this anger because your expectations aren't matching the results that you're seeing. So these 3 steps will help you become aware of those things. So the first step that we started to realize is that we had to become grateful for what we did have in that moment. And like you said, it wasn't about, your life doesn't have to change. Everything doesn't have to change in your life at that moment. But what's important is your attitude or your focus of what's in your life, and to become grateful for the things that occur in your life. So the first step to a simple, peaceful mind is to identify and write down 20 things. These are objects, people, circumstances in your life you feel appreciation for, right?
And the reason you do this is because if you are thinking thoughts of thankfulness and gratitude, you're putting your attention on things that make you feel great. And when you do that, you start to feel a little bit better. And then you can think of another thing that makes you feel great. And then you start to feel a little bit better. So you're changing the chemistry and the hormones in your body, and you're putting out of your field of view the things that are negative, and you're bringing your attention and awareness to the things that you're grateful for. So that instantly shifts your feeling and your vibration in your body.
Absolutely.
So you can calm your mind just by doing this gratitude technique. And we recommend you do it before you go to bed. As you're kind of falling asleep, you want to be thinking about all of the things that you're grateful for in the day. And then again before, just as you're waking up, just as you're kind of still groggy and before your feet hit the bed, you want to be thinking about the things that you're looking forward to in the day that you're grateful for as well.
Right. And these things don't have to be massive things. They can be like your cup of coffee. They could be a song you heard, or a circumstance in a walk in nature. Like, you really want to get grateful for those small things that you otherwise weren't focusing on. Because sometimes when life gets tough, you start to focus on the big things that are wrong. And you start to forget about those little things that truly are the things that mean so much to you. So it brings your attention to those things that are important in your life.
Mm-hmm. And the really important key here, we teach our clients this all the time, is it doesn't work unless you can get into the feeling of what you are grateful for. So if you're thinking about the sunny day today, and you're going to be outside or at the beach or whatever, you really have to feel what that feels like to experience that day. Or somebody's brewing a nice cup of coffee for you in the kitchen as you're getting out of bed, and you have to feel it inside of you to experience what doing a gratitude list is all about.
Absolutely.
So make sure you're taking the time to really sit in the feeling as if it's happening.
And that will make this even more powerful. It may not start out that way. That's important to understand too. It may not start out like you can get into this feeling, but the more repetition that you do, right, the more repeating you do, you're going to start to change that habit, and you're going to start to change that feeling. So the first step in the peaceful state of mind is to start a gratitude list, and that will shift you towards a good feeling, right? The second step that I started myself years ago was meditation. And it was something that I struggled with in the beginning because I didn't understand it. But once I started to understand the science and the psychology behind it, and then I experienced it, this is a life changer for a peaceful state of mind.
Yeah, a lot of people who have never meditated before think that they can't meditate either. And I think there's a little bit of a incorrect assumption of what a meditation is. It's simply just about putting your focus on one thing for an extended period of time and kind of letting everything else fall away. So if you're brand new to meditation, you can try the candle meditation.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk to them about that?
Yeah, so the candle meditation, just set a candle up in a dark room, right? Maybe a little bit of a distance away from you. Light the candle and literally keep your focus, your attention, your awareness just on the flame. Let all thoughts move through you. Just let them go. If you're distracted by thoughts, just bring your mind, your attention, your awareness back to the flame of the candle. And what that does is it just starts to get you to let go of the monkey mind, as it's often talked about in meditative circles, spiritual circles. But the key here is ultimately what meditation does is it slows your brain frequency, so you can start getting into places of the mind that your truth really lies in. A lot of people say, and again, meditation, like the list for gratitude, it's a practice. So it's about repetition and continuing to do over and over again. And you don't have to start for a very long time. It could be 5 minutes. It could be 2 minutes. And the whole point here is to just try and keep your attention focused on the flame of the candle.
And you're telling you're kind of teaching your mind that you're the boss.
Right.
You're kind of saying, no, we're focusing on the flame. No, we're focusing on the flame. Back to the flame. So you have to train yourself to do that and build your faith and confidence that you have the control over that. Because I think we used to think, and many of our clients think, that our thoughts are there for us to respond to, and that they're random, and that they're just there for a reason, and you're supposed to just go with the, they're supposed to be in control of you. And meditation kind of teaches your mind, just a second, I'm actually the boss, and I'm choosing to do it this way, and this way is going to calm us.
Yes.
So at first it's a little bit tricky, like any new skill, but it doesn't take long to see some good progress.
Perfect. So the first step was gratitude list. The second step is meditation. Now the third step is putting pen to paper. So journaling. Find a journal that is appealing to you too, right? Like even the cover and the pages and the paper and the feeling of it, because it starts to connect you to those words and
you
writing.
Get excited to write in a
writing. Putting words to paper. It's interesting because I listened to Bob Proctor this morning, and he was saying how putting pen to paper, when you write, and over time the paper swells. Right, and when the paper swells, it starts to hold even more meaning and more life to it, which is an interesting concept that he talked about. So, find a journal and journal, and we'd recommend you start with "I'm so happy and grateful now that," and identify and write down how you wish to feel in your home life, in your work life, in your relationships. This is you now starting to create the life you truly want.
Yeah, so you're not journaling necessarily about, some people journal to get things out, like literally get things out of their mind and onto paper, and they're writing about things that are bothering them or things that are going on in their life, or to keep track of important dates. That is a certain type of journaling for record keeping sake and for processing your thoughts. This type of journaling that we're talking about is about consciously creating the life that you want to be living now and in the very near future. So you get to make stuff up. You get to say, I am so happy and grateful now that I am in a loving and kind relationship with my soulmate, and we are close and connected with our children, and I'm so fortunate to be serving others in a career that I absolutely love, and my income is exactly in line with what my dream life costs. Like, you get to build a fantasy, a life for yourself, and that again causes you to have an internal feeling that is different, that is better, that is higher up in the level of emotions, positive emotions. So you're deliberately creating the life that you want to live while you're journaling.
So what all these three steps do, step one, gratitude list, step two, the meditation, and then third, the journaling, is to start to shift your awareness to the things that bring you happiness, love, things that you get excited about, and it starts to direct you towards the possibilities in your life.
Yeah, just before you move on, I think that's a really important point that you just made. So a lot of times when people are talking about these types of peaceful types of activities, they think that it has to only be about like and calmness and like stillness and tranquility. You can do this to live an awesome, exciting, thrilling, adrenaline-packed life, whatever it is that you've decided that you want. If you're bored freaking stiff and you're just like Groundhog Day and you're doing it over and over again and you're just like need some excitement in your life, you can do it for these types of things too. You can say, that your journaling can be about that you're so happy and grateful now that you're now skydiving and that you're rock climbing and that you're snowboarding and that you're bringing your family along or you're taking some time by yourself or whatever it is. don't feel that it has to always, because that actually, if that's what you're missing and that's what you want, that's calming as well. It's calming to know that you can still have those experiences no matter what your age or stage of life is.
Right. So I think it's important to know that when you feel like you're spiraling downward, there's feelings of frustration, anger, and all those things. It's because you want your life to be a different way, but it's not matching up to what
Your results aren't
your
matching.
results are. Yeah, your results of your life aren't matching up to that thought that you want your life to be amazing. And so that disconnect is what causes that chaotic,
Yeah.
incoherent mind. And gratitude lists, meditation, and journaling brings order to the mind. It brings organization and coherence. So now you understand you're in exactly the place you're supposed to be in your life. Your results are exactly where they need to be based on your entire habitual patterns, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you act, and you're actually creating those results. And by starting these first 3 steps, you can start by getting peace in the mind instantaneously without a change in anything, and it can happen within minutes.
Mm-hmm. And so if you're new to all of this and you're not doing any of these 3, just start with 1. Get into the habit of doing maybe the 20 things that you're grateful for every morning. And then after you've done that for a week or 2 and that becomes a habit, then you can introduce the meditation. And again, when you're just starting out, 10 or 15 minutes, looking at the candle flame is a great way to start. If you're more advanced in meditation, then you can do the full hour, hour and a half meditations of your choice. If you need some recommendations for wonderful meditations, type meditation recommendations in the comments, and we will give you a lot of beautiful meditations. And then the same for the journaling. Maybe factor that in after you've got some of the other the gratitude and the meditation going. So you're not trying to do 3 brand new habits all at the same time.
Right. So you've got the 3 steps to a peaceful state of mind. Okay, to stop that spiral that downward spiral immediately and shift your thinking. We thank you for joining us today. We just want to share that coming up here in the next week.
Monday.
Oh, Monday. We will be starting our workshop for the 5 days starting on the 24th.
Yeah, at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's on how to manifest your dream life. So we're going to be talking a lot more about this kind of thing. So
yeah, we'll get deeper into the understanding of this type of information. So we really are excited to share it with you. So we'd love you to join with us. There'll be a link somewhere in this post and on our book where you can sign up for that.
Yeah, it's also in the group.
And it'll be in the
our
group
page.
and our page. So we hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday. It's another gorgeous day here.
Yeah,
so.
you have to sign up for that event because there's a
Yes.
workbook. And the workbook component of the free training is super important for you to see the results that you want to see in a very short period of time. So make sure you register for the event, and then we'll email you the workbook. And then we're happy to get on a 15-20 minute jumpstart call with each and every one of you who sign up, just to see what your goals are and to kind of have a little personal chat with you. We really want it to be a dynamic and warm and intimate
and
event.
applicable. We want you guys to to make these changes. It was significant changes in our lives, and we love to share that with people and how they can use in their lives. So again, thanks for joining us today, and we will talk to you again a few days.
I think we got a few. We're going to come live
Yep.
a few times the next few days, so we'll see you
Soon.
even tomorrow.
Yes, we'll see you soon. Bye now.
Bye.